What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Bourbon and Blunts. We are on special location right now at this guy's house.
That's right. So as we've been constantly talking to you all about.
Arguing,
yes. And we keep saying that we're going to do it. We are officially now going to debate the topic of whether people are inherently evil.
Born evil or born good?
Or born good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and by the way,
which we've kind of already done.
We have done in the past a little bit, just kind of here and there throughout different podcasts. I do remember one time us having we
talked about it for a while.
But I think this is going to be an official, we'll call it debate / just conversation. I know, Slang, you looked up some potential facts. I also did look up.
Unfortunately, I won't be quoting them because
you don't have them in front of you.
They're not here with me.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to take this approach as just a general, just two people, general population people having a normal conversation.
Yeah, this is our opinions.
But
it's all based on our life and what we've experienced.
Yes, but does that encompass the overall?
That's everybody's opinion on everything.
All right, well, we're gonna hash this out a little bit deeper. Also, folks, if you haven't already and you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, like the channel, share, comment. Especially with this video, if you're watching and you're listening to us to have this conversation debate, please comment below to let us know who you think had a better argument of whether people were inherently or born good versus evil. Also, you can check us out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts.
Yep. Support the podcast from $9.99 a month to
99 cents.
99 cents to $9.99. We do have some supporters, which we will be doing shout outs.
Yep. And that's on Spotify too, by the way.
And thank you for the bourbon and the cigars.
That's
and
right.
The paintings and the chocolate and like all the gifts. And Amy buying like a bunch of stuff for the studio. Like everybody's been down.
Yeah. So thank you so much, everybody. And Slang's over here at my hacienda. And we have a beautiful backdrop. I'm so blessed to be here. My princess.
It's hot as hell, though.
It is hot.
It's hot.
I got some boob sweat.
Yeah, I'm sweating my ass off.
And my princess is recording too.
The princess is here.
She is actually here.
Maybe we can get her on camera at the end and bring the princess in just for a little cameo.
That's right. That's right.
But she said she won't come on the podcast till we have 1 million subscribers. So everybody out there, fucking subscribe.
That's right. That's right. So with what's left in my personal stock of my decanter, I have some Eagle Rare that we'll be sharing. And compliments of our Dino, our good friend and supporter.
Which I don't know if I told you, Saturday morning.
Dino is coming on.
Dino's coming on.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
9:30 a.m. Dino, we're going live too.
Oh, you're doing a live stream?
Yeah, we're going to do live.
Perfect. Too. I'm very, very excited.
Yeah.
And he was kind enough to give us these cigars. So
Monte Cristo.
That's right. So we're going to light these up. And
I'm waiting for a murder. They have a murderous dog.
You might hear me.
They have a murderous dog that kills chickens. I'm just saying. I mean, it happens. I like the dog, even though it's giving me a black eye.
Hey, did you ever post that, by the way?
But he's a murderer.
It's a shake.
Did I post what? The picture? You didn't send it to me.
I tried that.
Did you? Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to post a picture on this podcast of the black eye I received from Jimmy's puppy.
Oh man, that's good. I haven't smoked a cigar in a long time, dude. And it probably shows. God, you look stupid.
So cool.
He looks stupid with that thing in his mouth.
You look so cool.
All right, so in light of this conversation, we're going to.
How did we get into this, first of all? Because this has been going on for months.
This has been going on for quite a long time. I think it kind of stems from, number one, our demeanor a little bit. I think I have more of a positive demeanor. I'd argue, and I think you would agree with me, that you have a little bit more of a negative demeanor.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure.
So,
sure, I don't disagree with that.
So I think it's the perspective of how we see life and see the world a little bit. And
based on what has happened to us in life.
Yeah, but also
people are forged by their experience. Not only with what I do or what I go through every day, but also who I come into contact with. Right. So if you come into contact with people that are fucking happy all the time,
Right.
you're gonna have a different outlook on people.
Understandable. I also think, though, that's anecdotal, right? Meaning that just because you may come in contact with people that are assholes, or you come in contact with people that are, that you would deem to be quality individuals, that's just on a small scale. But what we're talking about is the overall good and evil in the population of human beings.
Which we agree, everybody is capable of both good and evil.
So let's just start out with taking our positions.
Yeah.
My position is that people, so let me just cite this quote. It's not, I can't even cite, I don't even know exactly who said it, but the line of evil cuts through the heart of every man.
Correct.
And
I'll agree with that.
Okay, so now, that does not mean that person is evil. It just means that they have the potential to be evil. Okay, now.
But my stance is everyone has evil in them.
Okay, we both agree. But what you're saying is people are born inherently evil.
I think people...
That's your position.
People are born immoral and are learned... You have to be taught morality by what's around you.
Okay, I think you also have to be taught evil too.
See, I think it's in us as people. Look at the history of mankind. Look at the history of the fucking church. Everything is made and won by death and murder.
I didn't mean to inhale that.
You can tell he knows more. My shit's out, and he's inhaling it like a cigarette.
Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry.
Where was I? The history of mankind. Right? The fucking entire history of people. People are the problem with this planet, by the way. But the history of people it's built on death. Everything that we have is built on death. Civilizations that die off is because they've been erased by other people.
That's not true.
Most of the time it is. Sure, you have shit like Pompeii where a fucking volcano erupts and kills you.
True.
But look what Rome did.
Yeah. Look what we do now.
Yeah.
No. But let me back up though. It's not we.
We've talked about this.
Right. So okay. So
if you're following the rules of somebody that's evil, that doesn't make you a good person.
No, but let's unpack a lot of things. Okay. Again,
we're skipping over some shit.
I'm going to take the position that people are born good.
Right.
With the potential to do evil. Your position...
People are born with evil in them and have to be taught good.
Okay, so we both kind of agree on that point that we're born with some type of evil, the potential to do evil within inside us.
Yeah, everybody has it. Everybody has it.
I then take the stance that you would have to learn to do evil things.
See, I think it's harder to learn to do good.
Okay, so this is where our discrepancy is.
Yeah, because I think in people's nature is leaning towards evil instead of being good. It's easier to do something bad than it is to step up and do something good for someone. It's much easier to do something bad. And I think people are lazy and they take the easy way out. People are narcissistic. People are fucking greedy.
They can be.
And
these are all things that are inside of us.
They are.
But that doesn't make someone a bad person.
No, it's the choices that they make.
For sure. Okay. And where does that come from then?
Inherently inside.
Or is that learned?
Well, you're going to learn both as you grow, right? You're going to learn good and evil.
Okay, let's just back up for a second.
Well, what's easier?
To me, doing good is easier than doing bad things.
What do you think over there?
I 100% agree.
See, I think it's easier to do evil.
Okay.
And evil, I'm not saying like to murder someone, but just, okay, so I don't know, say I was having a bad day and I came over here and I kicked a chicken. You know what I mean? That's an evil thing.
That's a bad act.
But I'm hurting something.
True. But that doesn't make you evil.
Why not?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, see, I agree. I believe it does. Say the people that, for those that don't know, I was scammed out of a lot of money. That is an evil.
That was a fucked up
fucking
thing,
evil thing.
Yes, that I agree. But I also still don't think that person is evil.
I do. If you're committing that act, you're an asshole. You're an evil person.
So then let me ask you a question. If that's your position, then what you're saying is, do they not have any road to redemption?
That's where we get into religion, right? Because we're talking about like, would you consider that a sin?
I don't even think we have to even go that far in religion. I'm just talking from a societal standpoint. In our society, go ahead.
Would I ever forgive that person that did that to me? Fuck no. Will I forget it and move on? Sure.
So do you think by not forgiving, what does that do? What does that do for you if you don't forgive?
It doesn't do anything for me.
Right. It only continues to
No,
eat
I
at
can
you.
move on.
You can move on, but
Yeah.
it's still a part of you.
It's always going to be a part of me. It's a scar. Whether it's seen on the skin or not, it's a scar.
So then you did forgive.
Well,
Because if you're willing to let it go,
well, I have to let it go. I don't have a choice.
that's a form of forgiveness.
Yeah, but doesn't mean they're not evil for doing what they did. I'm
Okay.
sweating my...
I know, I forgive too. So with what you just said there, you have now people that will always mess up. Every single one of us has done something that we're not proud of.
But this is not a mistake.
No, that was intentional.
Yes.
But things that we are not proud of weren't mistakes either. We did them intentionally. And does that mean that we're evil?
It means you
No.
have evil in you.
For sure, and we agree upon
Yeah.
that. But what we're trying to hash out right now is that whether people are more evil or more good as a whole, correct? As a whole of society. And I argue that people are more good as a whole of society, and the reason for that is because think about children. Think about, especially like in our culture today, there's all this talk about like, racism and bigotry and hatred and things like that.
Everybody's
Well,
so goddamn sensitive.
there is a lot to that, right? But my point is, well, there is genuine racism in this world.
there's definitely still racism.
There's genuine hatred. But do you just come out of the womb like that as a whole? As a whole, most people don't. That is a learned behavior, right? You don't learn to hate someone who just because of their skin color.
No, you do learn.
I'm sorry. You're right. You learn to hate them, right? You learn to hate them.
Absolutely.
You're not born that way. Just
Some
hating.
people are.
Nah, I don't think so.
Some people are. Some people, you're born with the ability to hate.
Yes, you are born with that ability.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that's the path you're going to go down. We're all born with the ability.
But millions of people are taught that.
Taught that exactly. You
But
just said
no,
it.
but it doesn't matter.
You just said it.
People are more evil. They're taught that. This is what we are teaching other kids.
I'm not teaching that.
You might not be.
Are you teaching that?
No.
Well, of course not.
But
right?
there
Because you're a good
I think
dude.
there's more people teaching that. How long has racism been around?
Well, really, since I'm pretty sure the Emancipation Proclamation.
Before, it's damn well
No.
before that.
Racism is
before that. It's only been documented. for so
Racism
long.
is really a made-up term.
It's not made up.
It is a made-up term.
It's not made up.
It is a political thing.
It's not made up to the people that are being persecuted.
No. My point is, it's a made-up.
But
that's a
right, but
construct.
slaves have been around
Since the
forever.
dawn of man,
Forever.
and they're still around today.
Correct.
For sure.
And
that's
you
an
don't
evil
think,
thing.
And it's
Very evil
straight up
thing.
evil.
But so what you're saying is that you're saying most people are partaking in things like that, like
They
things
are.
like slavery.
Think about even back in the day.
So
back
there's
in
8
Rome
billion.
and Greece.
There's 8 billion people on this earth.
Yeah.
So most of them are partaking in evil acts like slavery.
They all, well, not like slavery, but evil acts. Yes, everybody has the potential to do it.
Yes, that's what we're not arguing.
Absolutely.
That. We're saying inherently evil, and some people are inherently evil.
Yeah. And you were also saying, all right, the commander is evil, but you're following the commander and you're doing the evil acts. Does that make you evil? If I'm giving you the command and you're the one pushing the nuke,
Yeah.
does that make you evil?
Well, that's a great question, right? So, is it possible? Then I'm going to kind of maybe we'll try to answer that question with another question. Is it possible then to do something that could be perceived as evil in the hopes that it's good?
That's just
Right.
perception.
Right? So like,
But we'll say you perceive that I'm doing a good thing by wiping out 1 million people with a nuke
so
because they're bad people.
okay. So we are the only country that dropped nukes.
Correct.
All right, technically.
The atomic bombs. Right.
And Truman was the president at the time who decided to do that.
Yeah.
Part of his rationale was we have this capability. We're at war. We're this catastrophic war.
He made a decision that the cost of 200,000 more lives is worth ending the war.
Because of all the other bloodshed that was going to
Correct.
Exactly. So now,
Correct.
was that a good act or a bad act? In the moment.
It depends what side of the line you're on.
Well, for sure, but in the moment.
Yeah. If you're on the American side.
Absolutely, right.
Then
And that's what
everybody's
we're
probably
talking
like,
about.
yes. But if you're on the other side.
Oh, a little butterfly.
Wow. It's like nature. If you're on the other side, everybody on the other fucking side is saying that's an evil act.
Of course. But at the end of the day.
You still killed 200,000 innocent people.
Absolutely. But was that.
Did those people deserve to die?
No, I don't think they did at all. I don't think they did at all. But the decision was made in the hopes that the good will prevail in the long run.
Yeah, but the whole point is you never should be in war like that. That's the problem with people. There always is a war. They're always dropping bombs, whether it's a missile from fucking a sub, whether there's always a war. There's always armies going at it and killing each other.
Is that people or is that government?
It's the same thing. But governments are run by people.
You're right. But is that the masses?
Yeah, every
masses.
country has a government and an army that have been to war,
right,
and that are fighting silent wars that we don't know about every single day.
And we do that all the time.
All the time.
All the fucking time.
Yeah.
Right now we're fighting a proxy war with Russia via Ukraine, right? We're fighting Russia through Ukraine.
Just because we chose a side.
No. You and I have nothing to do with this. If me personally, just using that as an example, I want that whole thing to stop.
Well, of course.
I want it to stop.
Of course.
I want it to stop because there's so many people dying.
Yeah, that shouldn't be dying.
That shouldn't be dying.
I agree.
And the potential for more a catastrophe to happen down the road.
Yeah, but we are being led by people who don't care.
Okay, agreed. But that's not the masses.
No, but
the masses are me and you.
It doesn't matter. The people, there are millions of people at war all the time. The masses, the two of us, don't matter at all.
Right, but there's billions.
Yeah,
We're talking about maybe, okay, let's just say 1 million people at war.
Well, you're not. But this has gone on for the lifetime of people.
For sure, but we're trying to talk about the overall masses of humanity.
We're talking the overall masses of human existence.
Yes, and human existence
has been built on blood. It's built on blood. From day one, it's built on blood.
So what you're saying is that just because we go to war, that we're evil?
Why is there not another way? Why can people not be civilized and work it out without killing each other? Because that's what they're doing.
I want to be that.
Well, but that's not the masses. You're talking about the masses.
Right. The masses don't want that. That's my point.
You're making my point.
The masses don't want that shit.
The masses are the ones in charge.
No!
They are.
The masses aren't fucking in charge.
They are in charge. They're the ones running the wars.
The fucking government's running the wars.
And
we're the masses.
No, the soldiers are the masses.
No, they're
and the
fucking
people
not.
dying are in the masses. The people that don't want to be in it. You and I are just like the people in Ukraine that are dying. They don't want to be in the war, but they're still being killed.
Now I'm fucking sweating.
Yeah, it's fucking hot. Dude,
it
got hotter out here.
Umbrella?
Nah, we're good. Fuck it.
You have what? Okay, what does it? Here, light your cigar, buddy. Come on, get this up.
Hold on, I'm enjoying my whiskey. Okay. What is this, by the way?
Eagle Rare.
Eagle Rare.
Yeah, Eagle Rare.
Shout out to Eagle Rare. Fucking sweating. I'm about to backflip into this water.
You won't.
So look, you won't. You're not that athletic.
Are you fucking out of your mind?
So listen to me.
By the way, let's bring her to the basketball game.
Good.
She can record the whole thing when I whip your ass.
You're up. Yeah, I already did. I already fucking whooped his ass.
He lost. He already lost.
I did lose, but I fucking.
And that was 50 pounds ago for me.
You fucking cheated.
You're gonna get your fucking ass handed to you.
You cheated.
You're gonna get your ass.
All right,
handed to
I'm not
you.
talking about this right now with you. I'm talking about.
We're gonna record that shit, and we're gonna put this shit on the podcast when I whip his ass.
What is the masses? What's the masses?
It can be defined. It depends what side of the fence you're on.
No.
It does.
Define the masses as it relates to the United States.
The people.
Okay, who are the people?
How many soldiers are there?
We're
the people. We are the people.
That's right.
And you don't think that there's fucking people supporting the war?
Yes.
Of course there are.
Because they're doing it because they think it's good.
That's the whole point of good and evil. Like you might think that what you're doing is correct. That doesn't make you not evil.
Or that makes you realize that maybe what you're doing was evil.
No.
But that doesn't mean it was an intentional thing that you wanted to cause evil or do evil acts.
Okay, look. I'm going to talk directly to you fuckers over there. Human civilization is built on blood. Am I wrong? Am I wrong that the
Yes, you are.
entire... I'm wrong?
Yes.
The entire, not even America.
You're talking about every
human
single...
civilization
You're talking
is
about...
built on death.
No.
It is. Every civilization that comes up,
It doesn't mean that it was because of death solely. It had to do... What about innovation? What about
that comes after you take over something. Innovation comes after
What
you
about...
take over. Okay,
what
I'm
about,
innovating,
what about,
building a bigger bomb than you so I can invade
cooperation.
you. And there's no
but
cooperation.
who's doing that? It's not me and you that's fucking doing that.
It's the people in charge.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a small group.
It's not a small group.
It is a fucking small group overall.
They still control everything. The masses don't control shit.
Okay, so yes, we are the masses.
We don't control
So what is the
anything.
masses?
We're
the masses,
going about our fucking lives.
Right, we're trying to...
Happy-go-lucky.
There
We're
you
drinking
go.
fucking bourbon.
That's right.
A bomb could drop right here
the
by some
masses,
jackass sitting in a fucking nuke fucking place.
Are good.
No, that's not true. Just because they're sitting out of the battle doesn't make them good.
Okay.
There are people that are sitting out of the battle that want to be a part of it or that agree with it. Just if they agree, if there are people in Russia that agree with what Russia is doing,
okay, that
and
makes
they're
them
all
evil?
fucking for it,
right?
And they're just not part of the army, does that make them a good person that they're rooting for fucking Ukraine to get wiped off the map?
Doesn't make them a bad person.
Well, of course it does.
Because in their mind at that particular time, with the facts that are presented to them,
it's all about perception.
They might think, based off of the leadership that's in charge, manipulating the masses, they may think that what is going on is actually a good thing. Now, when you look at the 30,000-foot view of it all and you decipher everything...
Anybody that thinks murder is a good thing for any fucking situation is a problem.
Most of the time, people that are calling for things like that have never actually seen real violence.
That's true. You're right.
And don't really...
That doesn't change the fact that their opinion is wrong.
Okay, so let's just say this. Let's just say, you know what? Let's say you support... Because the war's going on right now. Let's say you supported the war.
This is good.
Because it is good, right? Because you thought, yeah, Russia's bad. We need, people are dying in Ukraine, and we have got to support them.
And there's a ton of people like that. There's a ton of people like that.
Yes. Does that make them bad for wanting to do what they perceive to be a good thing, trying to help others?
It depends on what they are saying that we should do. Are they literally sitting there saying wipe Russia off the face of the fucking map?
I'm sure there's some people that would love that.
You think
is that evil? No,
Yeah,
I don't think
it
it's
is
good.
evil.
I'm saying
it is evil.
That doesn't make the person
if
evil.
I'm wishing a whole country to be fucking wiped off the map, that's an evil fucking
Agreed.
thing.
But that doesn't make them evil.
It does. If they are wishing that upon them, that's an evil decision.
But the problem with that thought process is that now there's no road to redemption for people to change. And people always change.
Yeah, but they go back and forth between good and evil. That's not the point of this conversation. The point is whether we are born inherently evil or good.
Right, and we're born inherently good.
We're born with both.
We're born with both, but we're mostly born good.
See, I think it's...
So you came out of the womb being just a fucking jerk off.
No.
Didn't you?
No.
Just a real prick.
No, because I don't want people to die.
All right, there you go. So
I might be an asshole because I'm fucking straightforward.
No, I don't perceive you to be an asshole.
But I don't want anybody to... I think there's better ways to solve it than me fucking dropping a bomb on somebody.
I understand. I agree. And I think part of this, because we're in the weeds a little bit of it all.
We're in the fucking heat. Is what
We
we're
are.
in.
Part of it, though, is you have I think sometimes evil and good can be next door neighbors to each other.
They always are.
Right? Because
it's just a thin line.
Right, but I think at the end of the day, the what people lean towards is genuinely trying to be good.
See, I just that's where we disagree.
So
I believe people
when you walk around the streets, do you see people getting murdered every fucking day, everywhere? People getting robbed everywhere. People being shady, stealing, doing all this sort of shit
every day. Happens
every day.
Every single day it happens.
How often do you see it?
It doesn't
Never.
matter. I'm not putting myself in that situation.
I don't see it
If
either.
I go to the wrong place in any town, it will happen.
It can happen anywhere.
Yeah.
Dude, I've had my house broken into for
sure. Yeah, so why?
Right. So, like, I'm not saying it can't happen. But at the end of the day, you don't see it in masses everywhere. Why don't you
Just
see it?
because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there.
I know it's there.
Well,
we're talking about the masses being
It happens.
evil.
How many people? I wish we had these stats. Like, I wish I had somebody to call on. How many people die every day by murder?
I think it's about 100.
That's a lot of people every day.
There's 340 million people in this.
That's
this country
100
alone.
people a day. You're telling me that's
do the
a
math.
lot of.
Do the math.
It's a
on
lot of
that.
fucking people, bro.
It's a fraction.
It shouldn't be one.
It's a fraction of fucking
It shouldn't
1%.
be one. It shouldn't be one.
Listen, it can't be absolute. There's nothing that's absolute in life.
Evil is.
No, it's not, motherfucker. There's nothing absolute in life. You can't say 100%.
Princess.
Yeah.
What do you think?
She's gonna side with me. I know she's gonna side with me.
I think people are born good. And it takes a lot of effort to be evil.
See, I think it takes more effort to be good.
So you're saying that you wake up every day thinking to yourself like, shit, man, I gotta try to do good today because this fucking
I'm not
demon.
talking about me.
All right. Why? Because you're a good dude.
I'm not talking about me. But from what I've seen in people over the course of my life, it is
Like what?
easier to do bad.
So you've seen that in the masses.
Yes.
And what's the masses again? So we can hash this out. Me and you.
People.
We're not talking about government. We're
Governments
talking about
are evil.
I agree.
Governments are evil.
That I agree with.
Governments are fucking greedy, evil fucks.
Greed.
Yep.
But the average person.
It doesn't matter though. The problem is the people in control are not the average people.
No,
The
but
people
we're
in
not
control are
talking
the
about that.
governments.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the average person, people that we have to interact with every day.
I'm not talking about the average person.
And
I'm
what
talking
is the
about
average
whole.
person?
I'm talking about the whole.
then the
I'm talking
ac-
about civilization.
Then civilization as a whole is inherently good because who makes up most of civilization? Average fucking people.
Who decides the course of human history? The people in charge, not
not
Joe and fucking
That's not what
Nancy.
we're talking about, dude.
We are. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, then I agree with you.
Nancy.
The people.
I don't fucking know who they are. Joe and everybody know Joe and Nancy. Everybody knows a Joe
I
and
think
Nancy.
we know a Joe and
guarantee
Nancy. Yeah, we know a Nancy. And we know a Joe.
About who's ruling the country right now.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah, Bidenomics, that fucking idiot, a walking zombie.
Oh, dude, I gotta show you this video from the other day. Okay, so we agree. People that are in charge of like governments as a whole, that group, I would argue, yeah, I agree with you. I think most of them are sociopathic, evil pricks. But that's not what we're saying.
And I think you have to be that type of person to get to that level anyway.
I agree.
Like to get to that point in government where you're that high up and that in charge, you have to be a narcissist.
I was thinking about this the other day because you were talking about like soldiers that are ordered to go out and kill, right?
A lot of them don't want to do it.
A lot of them don't want to do it, but they do it because they're ordered to do so and they're under the control,
Correct.
right? And I was thinking to myself, like, that's still not a bad person. They got put in a bad situation. Because, okay, so then I started thinking, like, all right,
You're right, but they do it.
they do it.
They do it.
Doesn't mean they're bad people.
It's a bad decision.
Bad
It's a real
decision.
fucking bad decision.
But what is their choice?
All right, say you killed 5 kids.
Bad.
It's fucking evil.
No, that's
Whether you wanted to do it, whether you wanted to do it, yeah, whether you wanted to do or not, you
right.
still fucking did it.
It's an evil act.
It is.
Right? It's an evil act. But going back to what I was saying, I think the people that wind up being in charge tend to be narcissistic sociopaths.
Absolutely.
And they wiggle their way to that leadership.
See, I don't think they
power.
wiggle their way. I think they step over people.
Nah, whatever.
Or on top of
Yeah,
people.
whatever. Okay,
They're
fine.
crushing fucking
Fine.
people
Okay,
to get
fine.
there.
All right, they're there. And then what they do is they manipulate the masses to bend to the will of what they want in power. And then who is the masses? The masses, again, are
Just
you and
people.
I, just
Joe and
regular
Nancy.
fucking
Motherfucking
people.
Joe and Nancy, bro.
Regular Joe and Nancy.
Yep.
Right? That's the majority of civilization. That's the majority of human civilization is people just trying to get through this world the best that they possibly can. And do it in a way that they're not going to get in trouble. They're going to be good to one another. As a whole, are we going to do bad things? For sure, dude. Because we're not perfect.
Because people are evil.
People have the potential to do
They
evil.
do.
But guess what, dude? I can tell you this. It's not like I go around doing evil acts every fucking day.
I feel like more people buy your coffee in line in a drive-through.
Yeah.
Or pay for
More
your
people,
toll
yes.
than they like steal from you.
People
or-
want to do good.
Yeah.
People genuinely want to do good. And unfortunately, I think sometimes situations put people.
Of course, people
Okay.
that are desperate.
But then
if
that doesn't-
if you're a desperate person,
Agreed.
right? If you have a
Agreed.
hard life,
Yes.
which a lot of people do,
Agreed.
you and I, we might think like we have hard times, but we don't have a hard fucking life. at all.
No, in the
I've
grand
been
scheme-
robbed and lost everything. I still don't have a hard
Dude,
life.
right. I've been
Fucking whatever.
I'm very
broken back,
fortunate.
fucking brain tumor. I still don't have a hard
Right.
life. Whatever.
Fortunate compared to a lot of people.
Fucking right.
But if maybe you're living in poverty. I was just watching something the other night. It was inmates on death row. Because I was trying to prepare a little bit for this debate here.
I didn't prepare at all. I looked at a fucking website on that phone on my way here.
Yeah, you don't even have it. So I was watching this, and I was listening to some of these guys' stories, and they're all men.
Is he trying to commit murder right now? Because your dog is evil.
Nah, my dog's just my dog has instincts.
Your dog's a murderer.
She can be a murderer. And I was watching this one gentleman, and he wound up killing his neighbor when he was 16, I think. And he was sentenced to life in prison without parole, or potential without parole, and he got put on death row. And they were interviewing him. He was the kindest person, and he was put in a very bad situation, partly because of his upbringing. Single mom. His mom wound up, that weekend when they committed that murder, his mom wound up leaving him alone by himself while she went out with a boyfriend.
Okay. What's so bad about that so far?
And then he goes out and he freaking commits a murder.
That's a fucking evil act.
It's an evil act.
Yeah. I've been left alone.
But
my mom was a single mother.
Right, but I can tell this guy was not an evil guy. And what he did was, he took ownership for himself.
But don't you think that's because he's stuck in prison for his whole life? Of course he's going to have time to reflect. He's been in prison his whole life.
Okay, so then should that man not be given any type of redemption?
He can get redemption. He shouldn't be out of prison.
Why?
Because he fucking killed somebody.
So he's 45 years old now.
Doesn't matter. He killed somebody.
So if somebody walked into...
Well, how do you think that person that was murdered, that family, you think that family
Agreed.
wants that guy out? Just because he repents because he got caught doesn't make him a good person.
So you're at a point where nobody should have a path to redemption.
No, you can have a path to redemption, but murder should not be one of them.
So you kill somebody because you suspect they're breaking into your car, and you kill them.
Or they kill Spirit or Sprite.
They kill your dog by accident. They did it by accident. They fucking ran your dog over.
Well, that's different. I'm not.
But you got in a fit of rage.
If somebody broke into my house and killed my dog, they're not leaving.
Oh, but so then
I'm fucking killing. No, but I'm going to kill them, and I will accept the punishment.
So you should be locked up for the rest of your life?
If that's it, so be it.
No, you shouldn't be locked up for the rest.
Maybe not, but if it is, I'm okay with it. I'm literally okay with it.
You'd be okay because you're emotional about it. You'd be okay at the time because you're emotional. But after the fact, you wouldn't be okay with it. You'd be trying to justify yourself.
I am a firm believer of, and I go back and forth on this a lot, but like an eye for an eye. I think that shit would make a lot of things in life a lot more simple.
So you would be able to kill that man's dog?
No, I would go after him. I like dogs. Dogs are better than people.
Is that an eye for an eye?
Dogs are better than people. Dogs are better than people.
But my dog...
That's like, my dog is like my child.
Oh, my dog
That's
is
like
too.
somebody killing my child.
But my dog loves to torment my chickens.
Well, yeah, but you have...
Does that mean my dog's evil?
You have a closer... Yeah, your dog's definitely evil. 100%. I love your dog. Your dog is mad cool. But your dog has committed multiple murders.
She has, actually.
Multiple murders.
And black eyes.
And black eyes,
Yes.
which I'm going to post a picture.
I think we're coming at this topic from a different position.
Of course, because we have different experiences.
So, yeah, but that's not what really... Even if we had different experiences, it doesn't really matter.
These are good, by the way.
It's very good. It doesn't really matter. What matters is the fact that what we're trying to hash out is whether people as a whole...
I don't think we're ever going to agree.
We're not going to agree.
On this?
This is partly a debate. Right?
Yeah,
This is
really.
what
We're just going
debate.
back and forth.
And we both agree that there is evil in every person. Or every person has the potential to do evil.
Of course.
Now...
Every creature.
Every creature does. Okay, when the lion goes out and kills a gazelle, is that evil? Is that evil?
That's survival.
All right. So now, someone who is homeless...
We're a different intellect. You can't compare that.
Someone who's homeless doesn't have anything, trying to just survive,
He doesn't need to commit murder.
goes out and steals.
It's an evil act.
But is that person evil?
It's an evil act committed by a person.
I'm not talking about that.
It's an evil act.
That's an evil act.
It's an evil act. We're
Is
talking
that
about
no.
that person has the ability to do evil.
Shit.
That's the
what
whole
we're
point.
fucking saying.
That's exactly what we're saying.
What we're
agreeing.
saying is, are people inherently evil? Do you know what inherently means?
Yes, but you're talking about just a situation. Somebody has had bad luck their whole life,
So people,
and he's homeless, so he's going out and
that's my
committing
point
something.
is, do you think that that person now is inherently evil?
Yes.
No, you don't,
He's a fucking evil
motherfucker.
piece of shit.
No, you don't.
He deserves to die.
You don't think that. You're just trying to say that now to freaking still hold your position.
He still did an evil act.
He did an evil act. I'm not arguing that, and I agree with you. But
Did he need to do that, though?
Maybe he did.
Why?
Because he's starving.
Okay, there's other ways to go about that.
But he was fucking starving. You and I have never been in that situation before, so we don't really know. We're just
starving.
speculating.
I've been starving. I was stuck on my floor for 2 days. I was hungry as hell.
Remember when his back was bothering him?
My back was out. I was stuck. Over a 2-day period.
So now, 2 days, 48 hours.
It
So-
actually was.
All right,
48
there you
hours.
go. So people have the ability to do evil.
He's stalking that.
People are.
chicken.
I'm saying people are not inherently evil.
We're about to watch evil.
No, I'm gonna reprimand her if she does.
You're gonna spank her if she kills
Nah,
you?
she won't. She won't do that.
She does it.
I know she does. She's doing it. She's playing, and they're fragile.
Well, yeah.
So, the man or woman who robs, let's say a produce stand, because they're starving.
Okay, robbing and say you kill.
Is that an evil act or
yes,
not?
it is.
Is robbing an evil act?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
I agree. Is that person evil because they're starving to death?
Yes.
They're evil.
Yes. They committed a crime.
All right. All right.
They committed a crime.
I guess I have nothing else to really say because at the end of the day, I've caught you.
You didn't catch shit. It's
in
an
this
evil act.
loop.
It's an evil act.
That's not what I'm arguing.
They
bitch.
have the ability to do evil.
No fucking shit. I said that 5 fucking times. I agree with you. That's not the point.
It is the point. Everybody can do evil. It's easy to do evil.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I think this dummy doesn't.
Driving to work today, and these robbers hopped in my car and stole everything. They were pirates of the car I'd be in.
That's funny, baby.
You know I'm leaving that in.
So, you keep saying it's an evil act, and I keep agreeing with you, and you keep bashing that point. I agree with you.
Yep.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, in this situation, is that person evil?
Would you do that? If you were starving, would you go rob somebody?
If I was
Or would
starving,
you come up with a different, would you first try and be like, all right, can I fucking work for you to get some food or
maybe
something?
I would.
Yeah, I
But
would too.
You know, here's the difference though. We have learned that type of behavior. If you've never learned that type of behavior, how do you have the tools to potentially choose a different path and
That has
solution?
nothing to do with it. We're talking about...
Yes, it does.
No, because
If
we're
you've
talking about people's instincts.
So if I'm starving to death, my instinct might be to freaking just grab an apple and eat it.
Or eat you. Like the people that fucking died in the plane crash, they ate somebody else. Is
Yeah,
that evil?
why?
Because they were starving.
No, it's not evil, dude.
We talk about that all the time.
Alive.
Right.
Anybody see the Alive movie, by the way?
No.
You never saw the
Oh,
Alive
wait, it's an
movie?
older movie, right?
It's like from the 80s.
Yeah, I did see that movie.
The soccer team.
Yes,
True story.
Yeah, very, very good movie.
I
I forget
Ethan
who's
Hawke is in it.
Yeah. So let's just kind of, because we're getting a little long-winded, we keep going around circles.
Yeah. What? We got to wrap it up soon.
Yeah. We now agree. We agree from the get-go. People are born with the capacity to do evil.
Correct.
We both agree.
And good.
And for sure. People can have the capacity to do evil acts, which
Everyone does.
Okay, so we all have now.
We all can do evil acts.
Yes. Now the next question is, does that mean if a person does an evil act, does that mean that their overall being is evil?
That's not the question of this debate. The question
Right.
of this debate...
Are people inherently evil?
Correct.
Or good?
Yes.
And
People, I'm saying it's easier to do evil because the people that are doing the evil acts, like you're fucking talking about the guy robbing the produce store, he could have took the bigger or the better route and tried a different way instead of just going up and robbing someone.
That's if
it's easier for him to go rob someone.
That's if he knew
Well, we don't know the circumstances of every fucking decision.
There you go. So this is
But
where...
it's easier for me to go, like if I see a fucking thing of apples, right? If I'm fucking starving and I'm fucking hurting and I feel like I'm gonna die because I don't have any food and I'm walking through fucking town and I see fucking produce everywhere. What do you think's easier for me to do?
Yeah.
To go rob somebody?
Yeah.
Or to try and like talk to somebody?
Yeah, go rob somebody.
Yeah, that's the easiest way. So it's easier to do the evil thing.
That's the evil act.
But it's easier to do the evil act than it is to do the good act. The good act would be for me to go talk to the guys that own the produce and be like, look, I'm fucking starving. Can you help me?
Right. In my mind, I don't necessarily know if I would go to that path of just stealing.
Well, we're talking about just some random individual, because people steal shit every fucking day.
For sure.
Every day.
Right? So, but in the beginning, what we were trying to hash out are people
It's easier to
born
do
good
evil. Yes.
or born bad.
Yeah,
We're not talking about what's
no, but we
easier.
already agreed that they're both.
They're both, but I'm saying
You
people
have
are
it both
born with
in you.
more good.
And I'm saying it's easier to do evil than it is to do good.
All right, I don't think that's a very gray area.
The whole thing is gray. This whole conversation is gray.
Yeah, but we were trying to hash out whether people are inherently good or evil.
Leave some fucking comments and let us know what side you are taking. We know the princess is taking his side because that's what I expect.
No, she wouldn't take my side.
Yes.
Now she wouldn't just be. I'm telling you, dude. Trust
you
me.
listen to every podcast, by the way. You should hear how he talks about you. It's very sweet.
I do. So, anyways, everybody, I feel like we're just going to go around in circles. So let's just wrap this up real quick. So, at the end of the day, a couple things. Number one, we both agree that people are born with the ability to do evil. We also both agree that people can do evil acts. What we're not agreeing upon, and I think this is where we're getting lost here, what we're not agreeing upon is, are people born predominantly good or evil? And I'm still taking the position that people are predominantly born good with the ability to do evil, but that's situational.
Everything is situational.
All right, there you go. But
I'm just on the other side of the fence.
But you're wrong.
I don't believe you.
All right.
Let us know what you think, guys.
Yeah, drop a comment below on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment and let us know what you think. Also, if you haven't checked it out already, go on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can listen to this particular episode on those platforms.
See us sweat our ass off.
And dude, I'm like...
Thank God I have a black shirt on. Shout out to Dino for the cigars.
Yes, thank you, Dino. Really appreciate you. We'll talk to you this coming Saturday. I don't know if we solved anything here tonight, but...
No, but what it's going to do is give them more of a baseline to go off of, and they can decide for themselves and leave comments and let us know, because I get text messages all the time and messages on YouTube about people's stance on the things that we talk about.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Hug it out.
He don't hug. You want to hug me, buddy?
I'll bro you out.
All right. I love you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
You're the best, pal. So, thank you so much, everybody, for listening and watching. Really appreciate you. And we'll see you next time.
Deuces.